Welcome to the Gransberry Chronicles Weekly Pickem 2020. It's week 4 and it's your girl, the Gransberry. I'm excited to be back. And you know what? I got my 2 awesome co-hosts. We got Coach B Pat on your left and we got D Jones on your right. Now look, we are headed into such a tight race between the 3 of us. D Jones is holding the lead with 35. Your girl is holding with 34. Now, you know that's my favorite number. My line number. An awesome number for most greats. Shout out to Elijah One because, you know, B Coach Pat over here is rolling in that Rockets jersey because that's where Elijah One played. You know, they lost to the Lakers when, you know, I'm rolling with that boy LBJ, which is headed into the finals tonight. Week 1, 2, 3, 4. We're here. Guys, are you ready for week 4? B, tell me. You ready? Ma'am. Now, before we get started, we got to figure out, D. Jones, what's up with the hat choice tonight? What's up? Talk to me.
Well, the hat is a shout out to the Minnesota Twins who kept their playoff woes down by my Houston Astros tonight. We knocked them out of the first round. So just, you know, shout out to them boys for sitting on the couch for the rest of the playoffs. That's all.
Well, I'm chilling and sitting in my lovely red chair. And, you know, I'm thinking about on Sunday how some of these games are going when everybody's going to be sitting on the couch. You know, we even starting the week off tomorrow on Thursday night game. And there's some games that I just feel like we want to get up out of here because I don't know about tomorrow. I mean, I love football, but you might want to get up out of there quick. So, D. Jones, can you run down this week's get them out the way games, please?
For sure. So this week, just so happens we all agreed on these games, so we all had the same picks. We picked the Jets over Denver. We picked Cincinnati over Jacksonville. We also picked New Orleans over Detroit, Seattle over Miami, Baltimore to take out Washington, the Rams to beat the Giants, and the Green Bay Packers to take out the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, you know, the first game we're going to talk about is an AFC South opponent. You know, it's been said, it's been known, and it's very clear. We're all H-Town fans. So the first game up is Indianapolis versus Chicago. Now, we've all heard that Foles will be getting the start. He took over in week 3 and actually won. He's looking to be 4-0 for the Bears. I'm going to give Foles the edge. He's pretty good at taking over offenses, coming in, finding a win. So for now, I'm riding with the Foles because Rivers seems to be a little downstream. So, D. Jones, what's your take?
Yeah, I was actually surprised that Foles didn't win the starting spot week 1. Chicago's been playing hard, even with the struggles that Mitch has had, the inconsistency. I'm also going to go with Chicago on this game. What you think, Coach?
I'm going with Chicago simply because they're playing against the AFC South opponent. We need them to lose. Chicago.
It's not that I disagree with you, but, you know, okay, if that's how you picking, you know, anyway. Well, let's head on into another matchup that I'm kind of interested to see how it plays out. It's a little 45 North, you know. They got this team, you know, they say they America's team or whatever, but they played a great game last week. We were all looking forward to that game, as a matter of fact. It delivered, but I think this is the week that Dallas gets the win. They have everything working for them. They just need a little bit more defense, and I think they'll be okay. Cleveland has a little bit more offense with that run game, the 1-2 punch. We used to know something about that. Shout out to Foster and Tate. Oh, do you remember?
Hey, you went back.
Oh, way back for you. But anyway, tell me what you think, Coach.
Last week's games between Dallas and Seattle was an excellent game. Dak showed out. It came down to the last second play of the game. With Cleveland, he actually ran the ball. Nick Chubb just went to work. I mean, him and Hunt went to work. So it's going to be a tale of two games, two types of offenses they're going to have. Are they going to throw it with Dak? Are they going to run it with Elliott? Or are they going to throw it with Mayfield or run it with Chubb and Hunt? I'm going to go with Dallas on this one. They need a win at home, and they're going to get this one.
Yeah, you had a lot of questions there, Coach, but I'm going with Dallas in this game as well. I think it's going to be a very entertaining game. I like the two styles. I think this game is going to come down basically to who makes the least amount of mistakes and who plays the best, the cleanest game, if you will. And I don't think Cleveland is going to do that on the road. So I'm going to go with the Cowboys on this one.
Well, you go ahead and do that. And that brings us back to another AFC South opponent, and it's the Steelers versus the Titans. Now, we just witnessed the Steelers in a loss for week 3. And for reasons as my co-host B Pat said, I would like for the Titans to drop an L this week. It would be very nice. But I'm also going with the Steelers because I believe their offense is very well rounded and they can hold their own. Obviously, on defense, they have a history of keeping a good defensive unit. And so usually when we see them have bad games, it's usually on the offensive side, actually, due to turnovers. So I think that, Ben's coming back with a vengeance. He's been holding onto the ball. He's been spreading the ball around. And so for that, I'm leaning toward the Steelers if they get a chance to play. It's not really sure which day they'll play, but if they do, I'm still leaning with the Steelers. Coach?
I'm going to go with Pittsburgh again, simply because of the AFC South opponent as well. But on top of that, I just think Pittsburgh is going to win. Not even a close game. I just think it's going to be somewhere, to me, a close game, a game-winning drive. Tennessee thrives on close games. And I just think Pittsburgh has the defense that's going to be able to stop that running game. They're going to bring 8 in the box, run blitz left and right. I just think it's going to be Pittsburgh for the W.
I think this game is going to be a close. I do think it's going to be a close game, Coach. But I think it's a tale of two very similar styles teams. Both of these teams hang their hat on the running game, using the tight end, chewing the clock, and then taking their shots when they can. I think that's what we'll see when they eventually play. But one thing about Pittsburgh is they know how to close out games where other teams that the Titans kind of come up with. I always say they are a very, very fortunate team because it seems like the ball just bounces their way. I don't think that's going to happen this week with Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh will close this game out. Pittsburgh gets the win.
So I'm actually now moving on to a game that I actually think will be pretty good. Most people may not anticipate it, but it's actually the Arizona versus Carolina game. I'm thinking the game will be pretty nice because the Panthers, Carolina it's been starting slow, but they've been finishing strong. And I like what I'm seeing from Teddy. I just wish he could start a little sooner. And I think the opposite is happening in Arizona. They're blazing, obviously, with our old wide receiver. But I'm not crying over spilled milk. But at the end of the day, I'm going to give the edge to Carolina because they're at home. And that's a long travel for Arizona. And I just think they're going to be a little bit more comfortable outside in Carolina. D?
Yeah, Arizona's actually favored by 3.5 on this game. I've been kind of, hesitant to pick Carolina the first 3 weeks just because I wanted to kind of see them with the new coach and new system and see how things were going. Now they got some injuries they have to deal with, but I like the way they're at least putting up a fight. They looked good last week in their win. I'm going to go with Carolina on this. I think defensively they'll be able to stop the run and Hop and kind of focus in on Hop. I think the more we get down the line, people are going to start kind of either forcing Arizona to make Murray and Hop beat him in the air and just stop him with the legs. So I see Carolina taking this one. What you say, Coach?
I'm going with Arizona I've been kind of critical of Carolina. They're getting better. They normally start slow and then kind of try to speed up their offense as the game goes on. Arizona speeds up, starts off fast, and they have a tendency of going slow. And that's what happened in the Detroit game last week with Arizona. I just think Arizona's going to take uh, have a bounce back game. Murray is going to be able to find Fitzgerald or D Hop for the win.
Okay. Now y'all know I'm not missing out on this next game because it's B, you know better, and then your girl know better, and your boy know better. We need a win. I need y'all to hear me. We need a win. Okay. Now we need a win. I don't think I've been this desperate even when we were 2-14, both seasons that we were 2-14. But I just need a win. I really miss my team. I miss traveling. I just want you to see it in my face and look at me up close and know I really need a win. So I'm talking to you guys. I know this is a pick'em show. I'm picking you to win and against Minnesota, but I need this win. I just want to make sure it's known that I said it. Guys, D Jones, talk to me.
It's documented. It's documented. So this which I kind of mentioned last week. To me, both of these teams have been very inconsistent. You don't know which team is going to show up as far as how they're going to look. One week, even in a loss, Minnesota can look like they got firepower out everywhere on the field. Houston, not so much, but they at least put up a good fight. I think this is the week that the Texans kind of pull things together and put forth a good effort. One thing you can say about OB, whether you like OB or not as the coach, the team seems to rally around OB when their back's against the wall and they play hard for him. I think starting 0-3, going against three very, very good, to me, the top three in the AFC opponents the first 3 weeks have, kind of dug a hole for them, but I think they start to climb up out of their hole this week. And Houston will beat Minnesota. What you say, Coach?
Well, last week we talked about teams needing to win in the worst way. Both of these teams need a win in the worst way. Both of them. They're 0-3. We know Minnesota is going to run the ball, run the old Kubiak style offense. Cook had 175 yards running last week. And then you have Houston that struggles in tackling. But this week, I think the Texans are going to be able to tackle. They have to tackle. They have to be able to score points. They found something in the first half offensively, and then for some reason they went back to the old, try to run up David Johnson up the middle, left and right. Hopefully that changes this week. I'm going with Houston.
Okay, I'm glad we're going with Houston. Let's just hope Houston is going with us. So,
yes.
moving on to the next game. It's actually probably will be a pretty decent game, and that's Buffalo versus Las Vegas. Now, obviously, Las Vegas is at home. No fans still in Las Vegas, but Buffalo is coming on pretty strong. They're getting comfortable with allowing Allen to move around with the ball, and it's like they actually are trusting each other out there. And so I think even on the road this week, I'm going with the Bills. So what you think, Coach?
Buffalo's going to have the first win by a road team in the new Vegas stadium this week. Josh Allen.
You trying to drop a little history, huh?
Hey, if anything, I want to be in the Vegas stadium right now to at least go watch a game. So, but I just think Buffalo is going to have a win. Have Josh Allen starting to find his niche. They're starting to design run plays for him. And some teams, they're doing the actual schemes for him. And Vegas, they kind of struggled with Cam with the run last week with the off the quarterback runs. getting out the pocket. So I just think Buffalo is going to win the AFC East as well.
Well, dang, you are. I mean, you just handed out predictions. Okay, well, I didn't ask you, but thanks for sharing. And
Yes.
I mean, nothing against you and your prediction, but I don't think anybody wants to be in a stadium more than me. Okay.
True.
So even though you would
And
like
I'll
to
be right
be,
next to you.
yes, you'd be right next to me or showing up late at the end of the game. I don't know which one is it. Probably more of the latter.
Oh,
We just keep it fact.
shade,
Somebody is always
Just keep
shade.
it.
running
Hey,
just a
it's,
little late, just a
Just a
little
little.
late. Ju- eh, eh.
All right, B. Let me save you, B. So Buffalo is a 3-point favorite in this game, even on the road. Uh, One thing that Buffalo is doing very well with their team is they are capitalizing on what these guys do well. They know what Josh Allen does well, and they fit that offense around what he does and minimizes the mistakes that he can make. Uh, Boys on Kirby can take a hint on that, but I'm going with Buffalo as well on this to beat Las Vegas this week.
Well, we gotta get them out the way games, and uh it's kind of like bad right now. I feel bad is what I should say. I know you guys may laugh, but I really wanted a better game for Tampa Bay versus LA Chargers, but with the QB changes in LA, unfortunately, I don't think it's going to happen. And obviously, we're all picking Tampa Bay. But I just wanted to mention that I'm still kind of disappointed in Tyrod not being able to have his moment to shine. And I'm sure maybe LA is looking forward to getting more time in with their rookie, but I don't think that that was originally their plan, even though they have to stick with it now. We know something about throwing a rookie into the fire and hoping for the best. So I still hope for it. But Brandon, tell us about the game of the week.
the game of the week this week will be Kansas City and New England at Kansas City.
So who are you taking?
This week, this week I am going to take Kansas City. Patrick Mahomes is just found he's getting ready to be new and improved dad for the first time. He's actually doing well, and what he did to Baltimore's defense last week was just amazing. He
I just
carved it up. And I just think he's going to carve up New England's defense in the zone. And Patrick Mahomes has found his niche for this year. The run game may or may not work, but he's finding everybody. Left tackles for the touchdown. You got fullbacks getting the underhand pass. Patrick Mahomes is going to win this game.
Uh, Look, I understand the love for the players, but for me, this game is on the sidelines. You got two great minds on the sideline. You got Bill Belichick that can scheme defensively for any type of team there is, and you got Andy Reid whose playbook is on fire. Man, uh, those plays that you're talking about only happened because of Andy Reid's mind and that offensive coordinator. I wish I knew his name right now, but I will next
Eric.
week. So he can get his shine. Those guys, man, they putting up a game plan that's like crazy bananas. I think 5 friends text me on that fullback pass. They was like, I didn't even see the fullback there. What was that? So I think what this game is going to come down to is, as great as Belichick mind is, he's not going to have the horses and the dogs on the field. So it's going to be Kansas City on this one. What you think, Barry?
I'm obviously picking Kansas City. Sometimes when you watch games, we've already picked and we know who's the underdog before Sunday starts. The thing about this is, I still look forward to seeing what plays will be called, who will catch the ball. I mean, it was one of those things where it's like you're not even thinking about blowouts or how many scores. You actually want to watch to see how it will unfold. And we called it game of the week when we said the Chiefs versus the Ravens, and it delivered. Even if the score didn't deliver to what we wanted, it was a game you still wanted to watch to the last possession. And I think that will take place again. We have so much respect for the way in which Belichick leads his teams that even when we can't name more than 5 players that we think will shine during the game, we believe Belichick has a chance. And also, Cam is coming back from an awesome win. I think he's ready to put himself back on display again, too. So I'm interested to see how well the front 7 can handle Cam. Cam is like, your one of your strongest quarterbacks plus height. As we always joke, he's the size of a tight end. So I'm interested to see how can the Chiefs defense handle that, because it's a little different type of game. Last week they had the speed of Lamar. This week you got the power of Cam, and then you still have that pretty arm. So while you guys are going to go with the Chiefs, I'm going to stick with Belichick and go with the Patriots. It's going to be my take. And so Solo, that's right. Don't try to hate on my solo. That's my thing. Okay.
So we got 2 solos this week. B solo again with Arizona, and you solo with New England.
Yeah, but he always trying to solo. That's why he behind.
Oh well. Okay.
Ooh.
That was a little shade. I know we all so close. I know we all so close.
Don't say nothing when I come back.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, but you go ahead and you keep trying. So I want to thank you guys for joining us. We are in week 4. It's exciting. I'm so excited. I'm looking forward to attending a game this week. So next week I plan to share with you my COVID experience at an NFL game. Who knew that would be a thing? But it is, and it will be. Now, B, tell the guys where they can find you if they're looking for you hard.
Coach B Pat on Twitter and Instagram. Brandon Patterson on Facebook.
Holla that name's long. I'm sorry. Holla at your boy, Brandon Patterson. Okay.
Killing my boy today.
I'm sorry. I love him though. I love him.
Yeah, sure.
D Jones, tell us where we can find you.
You can find me on IG at DJones9804, on Facebook, just Derek Jones.
Now, we know if the world was open, if the world loved me back as much as I love it, I would be somewhere all around the world being your lovely sports travel girl. But since that's not happening right now, you have to just look me up at the Gransberry, Instagram, Twitter, my website. I'm here for you. Ladies, if you need that book, you're sitting at home, lost on first downs, red flags, yellow flags. What is a flag? I have the book for you, the Gransberry Gridiron Guide. So head on over to my page. Order the book. You can have it by week 5, and you can be ready to join in. So we'll catch you next time. Peace.